All right, I want to talk a little bit today about our upcoming next opponent. Be real brief because today I actually have an earlier game than normal, and then also give my thoughts real quick about Westlake. And I want to do that first. Westlake, that's the first time they haven't ever really been in a game, and so if you're a Westlake fan, don't take that to heart. That's the way it's going to be always. It was almost like you're a sophomore team playing a three-peat defending state champion. It's going to be a little bit tougher. Um, but with Bruce and Jason, those kids never gave up. They did what they were asked to do, and I still stand by my statement that in a year or two, they will be competing for the region title and possibly even a state title. They've got a lot of talent that's coming up, and it's an area that's growing, so that's not going to be a problem in terms of having the talent. And they've got two good coaches who are going to help shape that program as they bring in other quality coaches to help them out. Timpanogos again tonight is our younger guys playing. Tomorrow night's the varsity game. Timpanogos, they like to run the ball. They'll line up in wishbone, flexbone, or even a stack eye, three backs in the backfield, and they're just going to try and pound it down your throat or run the option. If we don't do our gap responsibilities, if we don't fight off the double teams, they're going to have big gains against us. Defensively, they like to go stack, and also appears to be some base as well. I prepared the sophomores for the stack because that's usually the one defense that gives us the most trouble out of all of them, just because there's so many guys in the box. Now, as I prepared for them, unfortunately, we found out yesterday that the sophomore team for Timpanogos has been ravaged by the flu. And that's understandable. The flu's going around right now. We had a coach who actually missed practice yesterday because his son had the flu, and so he got it. And so that's understandable that it happens. It's unfortunate. The kids were a little disappointed that they thought they weren't going to get to play, but Coach Wong worked it out and decided that the JV was going to play the first half of their game, and then the sophomores were going to play the second half of the JV game. So our kids are excited to go up against some older kids and see if they can't beat those JV players from Timpanogos. About the freshmen, it's always a little bit interesting because we take a different stance with the freshmen with our program. We're building for the future. We are platooning actually at the freshman level, which has been hard. We still have some players that kind of go both ways, but boy, we've tried to just platoon straight up, just like the varsity. And so it seems like we just don't have all our best players on the field. That's not a problem. I'm not going to look at it as a problem because give them next year, after a year of this coaching and platooning and all they've had to think about is one side of the ball, they're going to be a very good team. Give them 2-3 years, by the time they're seniors, they'll be very, very good because all those freshmen that we pulled up because they could play in the sophomore team will be with them. So they'll be a good team. It'll be okay. It's always happened that way. Our freshman team sometimes struggles. They get to their sophomore year and they start to win a lot of games, and then they just roll from there. And that's because it's taken that year of development. We're basically getting kids that we're going to have to develop and teach them what we want to have happen. So that's not a problem. I'm impressed. They're getting better. The offensive line for the freshmen I'm really proud of. They're getting better and better and better. I'm seeing improvement. There's still some things we can work on, some things they can get better with. But in terms of aggressiveness, I'm seeing it out of a few players that's being aggressive. Before, some of them would be afraid to even step in front of a player. Now they're stepping in front, trying to get their hands on, trying to block. That's not a problem. I can correct that problem and teach them how to get there better and so forth. I just can't teach aggression in. And they're getting better and they're getting more aggressive. Some of them are getting more aggressive. Again, they're 14-year-old kids. Give them another year and they can start getting more aggressive. They'll be very good. So I just wanted to briefly talk about that, what's going on. Again, Timpanogos, they're in our region. They've been 5A the last few years. They just took a step down. It's another school in Orem, so that's not a problem in terms of we've just got to go out and play our game. If we don't play our game, we're going to have a long day. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the sophomores to get a chance to play these guys, see what the sophomores can do in stacking up against a JV team. And real quick, I'm just going to say this. The sophomores and freshmen are better than where they were at the beginning of the year. They have gotten better. Sophomores, unfortunately, their first game had to play a JV team that had juniors and I think even some seniors in it. And they held their own pretty well against them. So I'm excited. I'm excited about what's going on. Let's see what happens. I look forward to tonight and this week. Next couple of weeks are real short weeks for games, and then we got Provo. And then the playoffs are coming. Look out. Timfew's getting a little hot right now. proud of Jeremiah in the sense that he's started to own that running back position. So we'll be okay. Anyway, that's what I wanted to just let you know, and everybody have a great week. You can check me out at my blog, and I look forward to working with you and talking to you some more.